The Bay of Sosùa is a kilometer of fine sand on the Atlantic coast. On the surface, the sea is calm. Beneath the surface, a coral reef is suffocating in silence. An overgrowth of algae is choking the reefs. Two of the sea's natural algae eaters are disappearing. The first is the black sea urchin. A bacterial infection has nearly wiped them out. The second are small fish species and young fish who feed on the algae, keeping the coral clean. These cubes will create nurseries where young fish can grow, protected from predators. The steel frames are covered in chicken wire and then weighed down with rocks and filled with coral skeletons. The disappearance of small fish and young fish is a direct consequence of overfishing. These cubes represent just one of the techniques being implemented by the Fundación Maguà in their efforts to recreate biodiversity and restore equilibrium to the Bay of Sosùa. In February 2022, Esti worked with the Fundación to create these fish nursery cubes. Another strategy is to create a new coral nest. We start by soldering metal hexagonal domes to which we apply a sandy coating. We can then carefully separate out the dead from live pieces of coral. At that point, we can proceed to attach the live coral fragments to the frame. The hexagonal domes are immediately placed back into the sea. Within a year or two, the coral will regrow to completely cover the structure with a new, biodiverse coral reef. In the Bay of Sosùa, the Fundación Maguà can already see the fruits of their labor. Their hard work is rewarded by the pleasure of swimming with the fish and looking after them. They nurture and feed them, like this moray eel, so that the fish will flourish and stay.
Cuando matamos o acabamos con los tiburones y los peces, los meros grandes, los depredadores de pequeño tamaño abundan.
The disappearance of large predators, like sharks and groupers, results in an overpopulation of mid-sized predators. These, in turn, decimate the populations of smaller fish species and especially young fish. Among these small fish are parrotfish, who are critical to the reef's well-being. Parrotfish feed on dry seaweed and other parasites that otherwise proliferate and suffocate the corals.
You can help. Support this work by adopting a coral. Follow the link to learn more or to sponsor one of these structures.